So another race and another disaster for Ferrari. I hate saying that, but sadly the Hungarian Grand Prix was nothing short of a disaster for the team. I mean, to start the race in P2 and P3 with rivals Red Bull down in P10 and P11, and to come away with not even one car on the podium is just bizarre really, and it simply came down to one thing, that being strategy. Again and again, it's hurt Ferrari this year, and in Hungary they threw away another win with Charles Leclerc with another stupid strategy call. And it's fair to say Leclerc is livid, but before we begin, if you enjoy the video make sure to leave a like, and also subscribe for more Formula 1 content, and you can follow me on Twitter at James_Formula1, and there'll be a link in the description. So both Ferraris started the race on medium tyres behind George Russell, who opted to use softs at the start. Now Red Bull started down in 10th and 11th after a disastrous qualifying, but both managed to work their way through the field in the first few laps to start putting themselves in contention for a podium. However, the first half of the Grand Prix looked good for Ferrari. They managed to sit with Russell, and after the first round of stops, Leclerc on new medium tyres was able to hunt down Russell, and after an epic few laps of fighting, he managed to take the lead away from Russell and built out a big gap out in front. Now behind Verstappen was starting to close up to Sainz and Russell, but decided to do an undercut and go onto new mediums to the end. But this is where it all went wrong for Ferrari. Instead of the Scuderia keeping Leclerc out to go onto softs later on, they pitted him immediately for hards to cover off Max. Now Verstappen's pace was very strong, there's no doubt about that, but the other cars such as the Alpines and the Haas had fitted the hard tyres and had zero pace. Yet Ferrari decided Leclerc should go onto them, even though he had a gap of around 8 seconds to play with when Max pitted, meaning waiting a few laps before going to softs was a good choice. But as we know, it never happened, and inevitably Charles couldn't fire up the hard tyres, couldn't get temperature into them, and his pace plummeted. As a result, he lost the lead to Verstappen and kept losing places to everyone in the field. And it even got so bad that Ferrari had to bring him in again for a set of softs, meaning he finished 6th. So basically an absolute disaster, and not one that was needed as it was quite clear the hards would never work, yet the Scuderia decided that's what Leclerc should go on to. I mean, Verstappen even spun after passing Leclerc whilst he was on hards, but had no problem closing back up the gap again to re-overtake him, given Charles's pace was so bad. While Leclerc wanted to stay out on mediums for as long as possible, he didn't want to pit. But because of a bit of pressure from Red Bull, the team reacted poorly by putting Leclerc onto hards and costing him the race. Leclerc said, "I said I wanted to stay on the mediums as long as possible, so we need to understand why we went on to the hards, because I made it clear that I wanted to keep the medium as long as possible, so I need to understand why. A race like this is frustrating, and we need to get better as a whole. It always feels there's something going on, whatever it is, reliability, mistakes or whatever. We need to be better at putting a weekend together. We'll try and use the few days we have to reset, but also to analyse where we need to be better, what we can do to get better. It's extremely important, so we'll work on that." Now Ferrari team boss Mattia Binotto has defended the strategy, saying the team's simulation said that while the hards would be tricky to get up to temperature early on, they were predicted to be the better tyre for the final stint. But surely after seeing Alpine and Haas struggle so much, it wasn't worth the risk. Well, Ferrari clearly thought it was, with Binotto going on to say that the bigger issue the team faced was the car's lack of pace compared to what it saw on Friday. But in my opinion, Leclerc's pace was fine. I know Sainz struggled more, but out in front Leclerc was controlling the race, and even if he lost position to Verstappen by staying out later to go to softs, I'm pretty sure he would have easily caught back up to him. And even if he didn't or struggled to get back past, P2 is way better than P6. So there's nothing to say other than Ferrari really messed up. And it's not the first time it's happened, with Leclerc losing wins due to strategy in Monaco and Silverstone as well. And in my opinion, now his title chances are over. I had hope for Ferrari before Hungary, but after seeing Ferrari do what they did, it has to be that their season is over. Because as a team, they keep messing up race after race, and even Mercedes are now right on their case in the standings. So for me it's a case for Ferrari to hold on to P2 instead of going after Red Bull. But do you think there's any hope for Ferrari? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care, bye.